A blessed day to everyone. Hi, especially to Dr. De La Vega. So I am Michael M. Bautista, and my report is all about effective school management and supervision. So as I begin, let's talk about with this quote by John Ruskin. John Ruskin said that quality is never an accident. It is always the result of intelligent effort. So, how is this quote related to my topic? Can you think of it? Yes, you are correct. That result of intelligent effort points to effective school management and supervision, and that quality points to quality education. Yes, we all know that if we have an effective school management and supervision, this will always result to quality education. And that quality education is what we need to provide to our learners, right? As I proceed to my report, let's define first management. So I will give some definitions of management. And for the first one, it is the act of getting people together to accomplish desired goals. Yes, in order for us to achieve a goal, we need the help of the skill and the competence of those people who is part of that management. Next, in management, we plan, we organize, we resource, we lead or direct, and we control for us to achieve that certain goal. So, the last one, management is the means and resources for realizing the specific objectives. So, how it can be? So, for example, if we have business for the first time, we are fear of that business will not click. So our objective is to produce a few, but after that business and we find that that business is successful, in the next time our objective is to produce more. That's why it can be a means and a resource for us to realize a specific objective. Now here we are in school management. So let's define first a school. A school is a happy home. Yes, it's a happy home. So all of us treat the school as a second home. But just like me, when I see the smile of my students, I feel so relaxed. That's why it is true that a school is a happy home. A sacred shrine. Yes, because in school, we educators teach the students the basic values, the important values that they must use in their life. A social center. Yes. In school, we meet new friends. We work with our co-workers, our colleagues, all the stuff in the school, especially to our principal or to our school head. And for the learners, they collaborate or they interact with their classmates, their teachers. So a school is also a state in miniature of society. Yes. In school, we meet diverse person, and also we educators train our learners to cope to the challenges of society and to work with others. Next, school is an organization of complex activities which are carried out by people and are coordinated by different persons. Yes, just like us teachers, we made a lot of activities like lesson planning, lesson instruction, lesson implementation, school meetings, designing a program. Yes. Next. So what is school management? So simply, school management means running the school along the desired educational policies. Yes, the definition is simple, but we all know that running school is a difficult task. That's why we need to take into account all the aspect of the whole school, like the human resources. That's why we need to work well with our coworkers, with our principal. We need to utilize the material resources, the equipments, the buildings, the facilities in the school, and other is like the policy itself, the vision and mission. We need to integrate them all to achieve that desired educational policies. So here are the aims or the objectives of school management. Number one, to reflect and conserve basic values. Two, to carry out educational futures. Three, to manage social change. Four, to profit by experience. Five, to carry out modernization. Six, to propagate science. Seven, to adopt technology. Eight, to realize national integration. And the last one, to form character and values. Now, let's talk about some principles of school management. So, for the first one, democratic philosophy of education. So, in school and democracy, an administrator is a friend and a guide, in a way that the administrator consult with his colleagues, honor and respect their opinions, or in their meetings, he or she converse with them, and in some gatherings, which is outside the school, he meets his colleagues or his coworkers informally. Yes. And the administrator recognizes the worth of each child, finds out his potentialities, and gives him help and guidance according to his or her requirements. Yes, the school did not control or did not say to the child that this is what you will need to do. This is what you need to become. No, it's not like that. The school or the administrator serve as the guidance for his or her potentials. The administrator molds the child. That's why in a school in a democracy, total management become a joint between the headmaster or the principals, the teachers, and the pupils. Next principle is freedom. School management must respect freedom so that each individual in the school can exercise their powers and their talents freely. So they can make the best out of them to contribute to the achievement of the desired goal. Next, the power of critical thinking, which is an important requisite of democracy, can only be cultivated by individuals in an atmosphere of freedom. Yes, it is true. Because if there is an oppressive ruler whose decision is the only one that can be obeyed, the power of critical thinking of other staff, of other personnel in the school will not be enhanced. Plus, the pupils should also be allowed enough freedom to rise to the full stature of their abilities. The third principle is that school management is student centered. because the purpose of all educational endeavors is the welfare of the students. That is why enough opportunities must be provided for the wholesome development of the students. And whatever is done in the school should be of the students, by the students, and for the students. That is why in teaching students, we plan, we engage, we monitor, and we adjust to students' learning. The last principle that I will discuss is that school management must be flexible, adaptable, and stable. Flexible in the way that school management must hold fast to the good, change what requires changing, and be fertile in considering individual differences in all personalities involved. Just like what's happening in now, because of the pandemic, educational institutions or the DepEd said that there will no be face-to-face learning because all of us are concerned to each of one's health. That's why we are adapting the different modalities that we can utilize to teach our students. It is adaptable in the way that democracy can only become real through its educational institution, which will teach its children the democratic way of life. Yes, just what others said, you cannot give what you have. So, if you want to teach democracy, you in the first place, or the school in the first place, must portray the democratic way of life. Stable in the way that there must pervade an atmosphere of justice, freedom, and cooperation in the educational institution. Only then good training in leadership and followership can be given. So that's why in these times we attend seminars even online. There are different webinars that can help us to develop our professionalism in leadership or even in followership. So applying the principles of school management, it can result to a good school management. And here are the characteristics of it. The first one, it is objective based. So a good school management attains the objectives of the school. Second, quality of education. So a good school management provides quality education. Third, good school management has a headmaster or a school head or a principal which is a democratic leader who's performed planning, organizing, coordinating, and directing. So this is a different topic that will be discussed by our other classmate. Four, the fourth characteristic is that good school management has the best use of resources. So it promotes efficient functioning of the school. So in here, good school management has complete equipment. The facilities and the buildings are working good. Number five, good school management is a joint enterprise. It involves the joint enterprise of all the personnel connected with the school. Just like what I have said before, it is joint enterprise between the principal, the teachers, the pupils, all the staffs in the school. Number six, good school management has professional growth, brings out the best in the teachers and supervisors. So here, it is the continuing professional development of the staffs of the school. Number seven, efficiency and improvement. So bring out overall improvement and efficiency in the school. So even the school utilize a list, amount of resources, it can result to a high productivity and continuing the improvement of the school. That is why teachers are resourceful. Number 8, good school management has a continuous process. So it is concerned with the improvement and development of the institution, all the aspects. Here, the outcomes is also considered. Number 9, the output or the input outcome model. So it takes into account the efforts made and the outcomes achieved. So the purpose of the school is to have an outcome to the student, outcome as the whole school community. Last one, good school management is a community oriented. So school is alive in the social needs and requirements as the school is meant to serve the society. Yes, that's why if the school can be used as an evacuation center, then we can say that that school has a good school management. Okay, now let's talk about the operational areas in school management. So the first one is the school community relations. So we all know that the school is an institution or an organization which we cannot be divorced or taken apart to its environment, the environment where it belongs. And this is the reason why the school manager and the school administrator have to develop and administer a culture for the participation of parents and the community in school affairs. So, in this point, time must always be given to parents for those who are invited or for those who are going with concerns to the school. So, such person must be awarded or must be accorded with highest respect. We all know that the parents' complaint must always be taken seriously and handled with respect and the sense of concern. Yes. The second operational area is the curriculum and instruction. So, curriculum instruction is the core of the school system. It is the essence of the teaching and the learning process. Yes. So, therefore, the school managers should pay adequate attentions not only in the planning of the curriculum, but also to the effectiveness of the delivery of instruction and also the execution of the instructional programs. So managers have to create conductive working environment for the teaching and learning to be successful. So this can be achieved through dynamic leadership, provision of material and instructional resources, provision of the curricular activities for the students, motivation of the staff, innovative instructional methodology, and good human relation. Okay, so the third operational area is the staff personnel. So, in this operational area, it implies the provision of personnel needed in carrying out the programs of instruction and even the people personnel, which is the teaching and the non-teaching staff. So the school manager should provide appropriate stimulation or encouragement to those staff members. Why? So for them to retain on the job and at the same time they can work on their tasks. Yes. So this can help maximize the benefits of the organization. So another task of the school manager is to um, orient the newly employed staff. So at the same time, do a proper placement of this stuff so they can provide a source of satisfaction for them and thereby retain them on the job. Okay, so the fourth operational area is the student pupils personnel. So in this operational area, this involves the service rendered in the students, which complement to the regular classroom instruction, such as taking the pupils' inventory. So another is organizing the pupils' provision of social workers. Another is the guidance counselor to keep them on their academic and social lines or social needs. So there should be academic data on pupils' enrollment. Why? Because this can be the basis of their personalities, the backgrounds, so so that the well-being of the pupils would be taken care will be taken care, and then also counseling services should be provided as they help in maximizing discipline problems in the schools. So the school managers, apart from the provisions of the welfare services, should also encourage the co-curricular activities such as recreational activities, participation of students in different clubs such as Boy Scout, um, mathematics club, science club, or any other. So the next operational area is the physical facilities. So this consists of the school buildings, the school grounds, the equipments, the other educational facilities that are provided in the school, which will aid the stimulation of the teaching and the learning process. So it is assured that regardless of the type of school facilities we have, effective learning can be done. But we all know if the classroom is ill ventilated, not well lighted, this will cannot support the optimum learning. And we all know that a pleasant school layout produce a measure of psychological effects to our learner. So the manager must make sure that the building are kept safe for the students' use and that they are under good sanitary conditions. So the worn out equipments should be repaired. Also the leaking roof, the chairs, the tables. So the whole school should be made attractive so as to boost the morale of the teachers and the students in the school. Now let's talk about finance and business management. So this involves the making the budget for the schools, securing revenue from the government or through other resources, managing expenditure, and directing non-teaching personnel. So the school manager should prepare the budget, secure revenue for the schools, and also use these funds very fairly. So the manager must always provide a proper accounting system for the money collected in the school. The last one is the general duties. So the school head, the principal, or the manager expected to summon staff meetings in order to provide a forum for direct communication with both the teaching and the non-teaching staff. So this is important so that the teaching and the learning goals can be achieved. The school principal has the responsibility for projecting the image of the schools through functions like sporting events, literacy and cultural displays in the school, and etc. Now let's talk about school management for quality education service delivery. Quality education is important for those who are involved in either directly or indirectly and for those who use its services. So access to quality education can be regarded as manually dependent and individual needs and rights. This is primarily achieved by developing creativity, civil and democratic values, as well as by the knowledge, ability, and skills needed for the everyday and professional life. So basic education is not sufficient or complete, and therefore should be considered only as basis for learning that needs to be used all lifelong. So lifelong learning for all has become one of the pillars of development. On 2012, UNESCO report highlighted indices for quality education, and some of them are: first, quality learners. So how can we know if we have quality learners? So the learners are healthy, well-nourished, and ready to participate and learn, supported in learning by other families and communities. Second is quality learning environment. So how can we say that the environment has quality? So the environment is healthy, safe, and protective and gender sensitive, and provides adequate resources and facilities. The third one is quality content. Is it's the, so is the content reflected or relevant in the curricula, and the materials for the acquisition of basic skills and knowledge, are all of them related to the curriculum which is implemented? So for that answer on that question, we'll know that we have quality content. The fourth one is the quality process. So processes through which school teachers and child-centered teaching approaches in well-managed classroom and schools and skills assessment in facilitate learning can ensure the quality of the process. The fifth one is the quality outcomes. So quality outcomes that encompasses knowledge, skills, and attitudes and are linked to national goals for. And here are the other indicators of quality in education. We must know that the system of indicators of quality in education, as well as the quality criteria associated with these indicators, will help the schools to point out the important areas of their own activities, their own advantages and disadvantages, and the development opportunities. So the other indicators are: first, the curriculum. Is the structure of the curriculum, like the programs, the goals, the tasks, and the integration of programs within and between areas are focused on the development of functional tasks? Are all of these focused on the students' activities? The second one is the achievement. This is evaluated by the external and independent agencies, like the National Achievement Test. The third one is the teaching and learning. In this indicator, the teacher's work, the student's work and experience in meeting the needs of the students, monitoring and evaluating the work of students and teachers are being assessed. So the next one is the student support. In here, students' personal, social, and spiritual growth, the progress and achievement monitoring, support in all aspects of learning, progress students and teachers' personal development is also assessed. School ethos. This includes the school policy, the school atmosphere and relations, the specific goals of each individual school, the orientation towards students, teachers, and parents' satisfaction is also checked. So the sixth indicator is the resources. So this includes all the school resources, the teachers' professional associates, the principal, even their education, their teamwork, their cooperation, their openness to innovation, the material resources in the premises. So are all of this efficient? The human and the material resources. The last one is management. So this indicator assess the leadership and the quality assurance of a school, the approaches to leadership and management. Here are the some theories in school management. To be able to function effectively, the school manager needs to be abreast of some theories in educational management. So some of them are listed here. The first one is the leadership theories. For example, is the great man theory. It states that in the great man theory, the leader has been born, not made. So leadership can be inherited. Yes, it's great man because in the past decades or past times, leadership is a quality of a male. That's why it's called the great man. Decision making theories. So these theories are can help the school manager in good decision making. Communication theories. This theories is for those good communication. Conflict theories. This theories is for solving conflicts, solving problems. Motivation theories. So this theories is for motivating the staff, all the personnel of the school. And last theory is the human relation theory. So this theories is the it's all about how to interact and collaborate with others. Now let's talk about educational management. I include this in my report because educational management is under school management and supervision is under educational management. So, educational management defined as the process of planning, organizing, directing and controlling the activities of an institution, utilizing the human and material resources so as to effectively and efficiently accomplish the function of teaching, extension work, and research. So just like school management, it is a process. It also refers to all the managerial activities to the day-to-day functioning of the educational institutions. So it refers to the theory and the practice of the organization and administration of existing educational establishment and system, and it is concerned with people because it is for the people, through the people, and by the people. So just like school management, educational management is our day-to-day activities. Like us teachers, we go to school, the student go to school, the school staff, the school personnel go to school, and in the school, we do our tasks, we do our work, we implement our rules and our policies. So, here are the role of educational management. Educational management is important because it develops the goals and the policies for the school activities. Yes. Next, it provides direction to the development of the programs designed to achieve the goals and purposes. The third one, it helps in the planning and the implementing programs of school organization. Next, it procures and manages resources, the men and the material resources for educational process. So, number 5, evaluation of the effectiveness and the efficiency by which all those functions are being achieved. Number 6, allocation of the duties and responsibilities of the personnel. 7, controlling the activities of personnel. 8, maintaining faithful record of all events and sending reports to concerned authorities. 9, decides the standards and the norms of the target goals. Number 10, identify the constraint or the difficulties in educational process. So, all we do, all is what happening in the school is part of educational management. So, just like what I said, here are the components of educational management, and educational supervision is one of it. So this is the 5 components. First, educational planning. Second, educational administration. Third, educational organization. Fourth is educational supervision. And 5 or 5th is the educational controlling. So all my concern here is for the supervision only. Now here we are in supervision. So supervision is an administrative process through which the leader ensures that his subordinates are all contributing towards effective learning process. So who are those subordinates? They are the teachers, the school personnel, the school staff. So supervision attempts to look into the organization of learning programs, the grouping of pupils, the method of evaluating, reporting, and determining pupils' progress, the content of the curriculum, the teaching methods, the philosophy and practicing of discipline, the time schedule, the place and procedure of staff meetings, procedures used in parents' conference, and the study and use of the community resources. So this is according to Hammock and Owing in Nuaga 1980. So all of these are evaluated and discussed thoroughly to the improvement, to the reason of improvement of the learning and growing of students. The concept of supervision is one that describes a process that is common to all professions and occupations. No organizations can function effectively without it. Supervision is an interaction between at least two persons for the improvement of the activity. It is a formative, supportive, and developmental process designed to improve the process of guiding, encouraging, directing, and motivating workers so as to improve their outputs. So why there is a supervision? So here are the purpose of it. First, to develop educational goals. Next, to control and coordinate educational activities. Third, to motivate teachers and other staff. Next, to solve problems in educational organization. Next, to develop teaching professionalism. And last, to evaluate or assess the educational outcomes. In addition, instructional supervision is needed to ensure that the teachers in the school performs their duties well and for them to improve so that they can contribute meaningfully to the attainments of the system's goal. So to sum up, the purpose of supervision is to improve the teaching and the learning process. It is for the benefit of the students, it is for the benefit of the teachers, it is for the benefit of the society. So here are the things that will be supervised. School program and resources, assessment of principals or other head teachers or the master teachers, the teachers, the non-academic staff, the learners, the school plans. This points to the facilities and equipment of the school. The school account, the school project, and school records. And last, the indicators of quality and education that has been discussed before or previously. Now, let's talk about the types of supervision. There are two types of supervision, internal supervision and external supervision. So internal supervision is a type of supervision which is carried out by the internal supervisors in the school as the principal, headmaster or mistress, their assistants or the heads of departments. So it is referred to as within school supervision. Yes, this type of supervision is administered in the four corners of the school. It is administered by the principal or by the other head teachers or the master teachers. So an example is a clinical supervision, which refers to a close observation, detailed face-to-face interaction between the supervisor and the teacher with the aim of binding the two in an intimate professional relationship. So an example is the classroom observation. Yes. So here are the 5 stages or cycles of internal supervision. So the first stage is the pre-observation conference. Next, the observation. Next, the analysis and strategy. Next, the supervision conference. And last, the post-conference. So in the school, it is done just like when a teacher is being observed. He will be informed that he or she will be observed. And then the supervisor, like the master teacher or the principal, will observe him in the classroom. So
As the supervisor, like the principal, observe, he has a checklist of analysis and strategy. Yes. So next is the supervision conference. So in this stage, the the supervisor tells the observant the things to improve, to modify, or other else. And the last, the post conference. So the post conference is the the application of the observant of what has been supervised. Yes. Next type is the external supervision. So in this type of supervision, it is carried out by people designed by the Ministry of Education. In the Philippines, it is by the DepEd to carry out supervision in schools. It is also known as inspection. So in external supervision, the Department of Education assigned um, persons like the supervisor or the other principal of other school to inspect a certain school. So here are the types of external supervision. First, the full inspection. Second, the follow-up inspection. Third, the partial inspection. Fourth is the recognition inspection or the certification inspection. So let's talk about full inspection. In a full inspection, every aspect of the school is supervised. The teaching staff, the non-teaching staff, the subjects taught in the school, the mode of assessment of students, the school records, the equipment, the school plan, overall organization of the school, among others. So, some of teachers feared of this full inspection. Yes, next, the follow-up inspection. It is carried out to assess the actions taken on the recommendations and suggestions made in the report on the full inspection. So it helps in encouraging the staff to strive for greater professional efficiency. So in the follow-up inspection, it is after the full inspection. It is where the recommendations and the suggestions is being applied. So this can help to encourage the staff to strive for more development, for the betterment of the whole school system. Next type is the partial inspection. So this does not involve every aspect of the school life, neither does it involve a team of experts up to the level of full inspection. So this is just a partial inspection. It is not that not this is not as hard as the full inspection. Next is the certificate inspection. So this inspection is done for individual teachers who needs upgrading for their own reasons or other. So inspectors are helpers, advisors, and inspires in every possible way to attain desired standards in the school. Next, and the last, the recognition inspection. This is related to certification inspection, usually conducted on a young school seeking to gain accreditation, a center for public examination such as the Senior School Certificate Examination and the National Technical Examination. So I think this is in the Africa because this slide is has a reference of an African review. Yes. So recognition inspection is done to assess the standard conducted by public bodies with a view to recommending them for approval by such bodies. So this simply recognition inspection is for the accreditation of a school. So here are the stages of external supervision. The preparation stage or the informing stage. Next is the real supervision or observation stage, where the real observation is carried out. and the last is the conference stage. This is done which the meeting what so in the conference stage what has been discussed is the what has been supervised. Yes. Now, let's talk about the problems of school management and supervision. So, it is true that just like in the Philippines, we are facing problems in the school management. Just like this, inadequate funding, poor infrastructure, poor teaching learning facilities, low morale of staff, politics, poor planning, implementation problems, inexperienced personnel, just like supervisors or other staff, and inconsistency in government policies. Yes. So, but we all know that the government and the DepEd are trying the best to improve or to solve this problem. Yes. So, here are some solutions. So, qualified personnel like teachers, head teachers, supervisors are employed. Yan. The DepEd must employ only those qualified personnel. So, there should be two vice principals that will help the principal in administrative duties. Yes, we know that the duties of a principal or the headmaster or the head teacher is not that easy because he or she needs to supervise the whole school. So, it is suggested to have vice principals, or if there's none, the help of the other staff is needed. The third solution is the both public and the private school should think of how to generate more revenue without increasing school fees. Yes. So the resourcefulness of the whole staff, whole community, of the school personnel is needed. So the fourth, principals or supervisors should be sponsored to attend refresher courses in school administration. Yes. So um, some some agencies like Rex Bookstore, Aviva, or other provide free webinars, free seminars, so that the principals or other teachers can attend for them to have a refresher of their duties. So just like what has been said here, refresher courses. Number 5, school managers and supervisors should focus their function. Yes, but we all know that we have different functions. We also have families, right? But yes, we must focus on our function as a teacher, as a supervisor, as a school manager. 6, school supervisors should not be feared or seen as a threat. Yes, this is a problem. Some teachers or some school staff, school personnel have been feared of inspection. So, this must be changed. Number 7, supervisors should help teachers to become co-supervisors. So, it is a duty of supervisor to help, to encourage her co-workers or her or his teachers to do their best to become co-supervisors. Okay. So, I think this is the last slide of my report. So, I have here a conclusion. it is said that effective school management and supervision are focused on improving the teaching competence and general well-being of the school system. This invariably impacts positively on students' achievement and educational development of the society. Without proper school management and supervision, the rationale for effective instructional services in the school is therefore underscored. Yes. So, it simply means that we must strive our best to have an effective school management and supervision because this is for the benefits of our students, of our learners. We all know that is the purpose of us to give quality education to our learners. So here is the reference. Here are the reference of my report. Yes. So thank you and God bless. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from me. Bye.